My video's starting.
All right, we are live.
Hold on.
Are we live? We are live. All right, NFL draft action starting right now, and actually starting a little bit early compared to last year. And we are in Menor at the Happy Moose. And the Happy Moose has got a packed house tonight looking at this draft coverage.
306 in round two. This is an awesome party happening. What a vibe, man. I love this.
Oh yeah. I myself am Nick the Non-Believer. I'm joined by two Scotts. I'm joined by Red Hot Scott, the AI robot, and SJB of the SJB Sports Report.
How you boys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing pretty good, and we are live on Dawgfight Sports.
Ooh, what a good buzz here, man. This is a nice atmosphere. I love it. New talent is going to be distributed about the NFL 2005 draft. We finally are back in the first round.
2025.
2005. Artevius Mingo. No.
Oh, I guess you've been through the time warp and on through the other side.
I know, I love joking.
2025. We have not had a first-round draft pick in a few years, so it's very exciting. We're going to be able to get back into the first round. So the Titans are on the clock, and let's not waste any time because they're not wasting any time. Red Hot's got the AI robot. Who should the Browns pick at number 2?
Well, I hope the Titans don't take Cam Ward because I really want him, but I'm going to go out on a limb. If they do not pick him, I would really like Will Campbell because he has the pedigree to be a good left tackle that might sustain us for the next 10 years, sort of in a Jones Thomas type.
Will Campbell on
from LSU, man.
I like the pick. I
really do. To stabilize that offensive line. We lost Jedrick Wills. Now he's a free agent so far. So Travis Hunter.
Dropping way down to pick Will Campbell.
It's coming.
Nick, what can you tell us about Will Campbell?
Well, Will Campbell, I have him, got some rankings here, top 50 prospects based on their athletic ability. He's ranked number 24, and he's got great grip strength and footwork. The worst part about him is he's got short arms.
I don't care. All the better to hold them tight.
Yeah, Will Campbell is definitely a hell of a recruit, but we did have a late-breaking mock draft that came out yesterday that has Campbell going number 4 to the Patriots. So Mr. Schrager here thinks that he's going to get by the Brownies.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go past 4 if everything goes to plan. And most likely they're going to take Hunter. I would prefer to just go for a quarterback just because we need one. I would take Sanders. I mean, I know we're not going to take Campbell. I know Ward's going first. I would just go with, I know everybody wants Hunter, but I would just say go with Sanders. Screw it.
All right, SJB of the SJB Sports Report. What do you think the Browns should do at number 2?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Travis Hunter. He's the best offensive and defensive playmaker in the draft. The Browns could use a star wide receiver out there. They don't have one anymore. They had Amari Cooper, let him go. It'd be a solid replacement pairing with Jerry Jeudy. If Denzel Ward, who's had some injuries in the past, continues to have some injuries, you've got the opportunity to put Hunter out there at the corner position as well. He's just way too big of a playmaker to pass up. Last time Brownies had number 12 wide receiver, Josh Gordon. It cannot be a coincidence.
Josh Gordon from the supplemental draft.
Josh Gordon.
Let's go, Browns.
What do you think, Nick?
I got a couple things about Travis Hunter here. I got a couple of comparables since we're doing comparables.
Okay.
Travis Hunter seems like a Joe Hayden plus a Corey Coleman combination, or one of Jabril Peppers, and only 1/3 of that equation really worked out. He's a multifunctional athlete. In college, he's able to get all over the field on both sides of the ball, but I'm just wondering if it's even possible for him to run at that high of a level at NFL speed. So I imagine he's probably going to be primarily wide receiver and come in and for some gadget plays on quarterback, and I just don't think we're going to be able to do 1 + 1 = 2 here. I think we're going to get a very slight return on one end of the ball and hopefully get the big return on the other end of the ball.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Red Hot Scott?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not unhappy with any of the picks that anybody said. It could be some, talent coming to the Browns organizations. I don't really want to trade down the pick.
Oh boy, that's well, you asked me for my opinion. That's exactly what my opinion is. Trade down the pick. Because actually I have some statistics about trading down the pick. That there was a thought leader about trading down, and basically they've done statistical analysis that trading down is the right thing to do in terms of Moneyball. Although I don't think that Moneyball really comes into play as much as they think it does. I think trading down the pick is very important to build for future capital. So we can't win now, we might as well try to win in a couple of years. What do you think about now versus later?
So what kind of picks are we talking about? Like, what are our options if we're trading down?
Yeah, where do you trade down to?
Trading now, well, let's see if there's, I know they've been fielding some offers to see if anybody wants some of these blue chip players we've been talking about. Trading down a couple picks or even several picks to build up for the 2026 draft. So I'm looking for them to do. And I think the pick is in.
Pick is in. Here we go.
Please don't tank down, Cleveland. Do not. Please. Do not.
Cameron Ward.
Oh, there he is. The pick is in.
Oh, well.
No surprises there. What can you tell us about Cam Ward there, Nick?
So Cam Ward, I got the draft kit here, and the biggest things here is he is calm under pressure, a pro operator, and a playmaker. Although he has accuracy and mechanics issues, so they're thinking that it's going to be a slam dunk down there in Tennessee. The pro comparison, this one is going to be interesting for you guys. The pro comparison he compares most favorably to is one Deshaun Watson. So do you think he's going to follow in Deshaun Watson's footsteps and have a similar career?
Well, since he's not on our team, I don't care.
He tips the scales here at 219 pounds, 6'2" inches tall. He was a junior in college at age 22, the undisputed #1 ranking, and the consensus #1 pick. So the Tennessee Titans were not going to listen to any trade offers, even if it was a quote-unquote Godfather type of a trade.
I mean, if the Browns were the first pick of this draft, I know they would have taken him. I can pretty much guarantee that. So Tennessee did right by taking him.
Yeah, it's a great pick. It's definitely the best pick they could have done here. So let's take a break here.
Cool. Browns are coming up. We're on the clock.
All right, on the clock. We'll be back in a couple minutes, a couple seconds.
Their first round pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars. That's quite a trade down.
Unbelievable.
Wow. This is impressive.
Well, hopefully we'll get the 5 pick then.
I love it. Man, lots.
Yeah,
well,
hopefully we get the 5 pick.
Oh yeah.
And then it'll be Will Campbell. Nick the non-believer.
Look at that.
The pick is in for the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars were sitting at number 5. They were most likely going to pick Gianci because they wanted to.
They're taking Hunter.
They wanted to get right in the Raiders' craw, but it looks like they have traded up to number 2, and let's see what they do with that pick, number 2 overall. And it looks like the pick is in, folks.
And so.
Wow, they did not waste any time getting that pick in. They knew exactly who they wanted.
Yep, here comes.
Well, who do you think they're going for here? You think it's Hunter? I think it's Hunter.
And this is exciting now.
Oh, yeah, we got a live look at their headquarters, and it looks like they are scurrying around like a hive full of bees trying to figure out if they did something right or they did something wrong, because it looks like they're going for a 2-way player that might only be able to play 1.1 ways. Let's go ahead and see the pick.
Yeah, they'll wear himself down quicker. He might get hurt.
And this also means, this is one of those trades that's going to go down in Browns history one way or the other.
I know.
Because you had an opportunity to take a real star player, and you're still going to get a real good player. And
Another
it's just going to be
black
really
guy.
interesting to see what they do here.
There's no guarantee. These stars come to Cleveland. They always get beat up some way, shape, or form.
Well, there's only a couple blue chip players in the draft, but they didn't trade down that far, down from 2 to 5. Let's see the haul they got. Oh, here we go. Here's the haul. Here's the haul. The Browns got a 2025 second and fourth, and a 2026 first round pick. What a haul. Okay. It looks like they gave away a little bit as well. They gave away 2025 fourth.
4th this year.
Fourth and sixth this year. But get that number 1 pick next year. I think that's a great trade. What do you guys think?
So wait, we don't have a first round pick now this year. Browns.
So they acquired another 2nd round pick and a 4th round pick for this year's draft. Not bad. So they're going to be picking, they're picking 33, so they're probably picking 37, 38. I'm going to estimate for right now.
Well, I imagine there's going to be another flurry of trades. They're probably trading back up in the first round.
They got 2 first rounders next year.
And I imagine they'll probably do another trade this year yet.
Nick, you got your wish here. They traded down.
He did.
They're building stock.
Yeah, I wanted that first round pick next year.
If they get Will Campbell.
Oh boy, I'm getting chills right now.
This has to be Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah, they're approaching the stage.
For sure.
While we are here tonight to celebrate the 32 young men entering the NFL.
I guess they're doing a little mini speech here. But the pick is coming in just a few seconds.
On and off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide.
All right, they're going through the man of the year here, so let's get a couple of opinions. What do you think, Scott? Good or bad?
I don't know. I mean, there's at least good 6 players. And at least they traded for the number 5 pick. They didn't dump down to 10 or 11. They're picking 5th, which isn't bad. You're still going to get some talent. You still got you still got you still got Will Campbell. You got talent that's there.
All right, I'm just bringing up the details here.
Good talent. Even if they do take Hunter, who the hell you got the ball? Nobody's going to throw the ball to him.
And real quick, I will just jump in here. The only other time on the clock that Blockbusters they involved 2 teams in the top 5 picks. 2017, the Bears traded the number 3 pick that became Solomon Thomas. 2 third-round picks, 1 in 2017, 1 in 2018, and a 4th round pick to the 49ers for the number 2 overall pick, where the Bears selected Mitch Trubisky.
Oh boy, hometown boy.
Yeah.
That courtesy of Adam Schefter.
Nice.
Excellent. So basically, they listened to the analytics. I've heard that the Browns actually have one of the biggest analytics departments in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
And analytics all says to trade down.
Yeah.
But the reason why they don't trade down is because the GM usually loses their job. Here we go. Here we go.
And with the second pick,
It is.
2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
So the pick is in. Travis Hunter.
Should have been a Cleveland Brown.
Wow, that's going to send shockwaves throughout the league.
I bet you Travis Hunter right now is like, oh, thank you.
Well, actually, if you look to the side here, he's doing a little bit of a dance. He's quite happy with the arrangement.
Yes.
A suit like that, he belongs in Jacksonville.
He's wearing all pink, very nice looking suit.
I love it. I love that suit. Man, that's a great pick up there.
I'm already feeling buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Hey, you called it.
Yeah, gotta give you credit, Nick. You said you wanted to trade down. You got the trade down, so we're not getting Hunter, not getting Ward, definitely not. I mean, we'll see what they want to do. And they may
got
not be
Carter on the board. We got Sanders on the board. We got Will Campbell on the board.
Now, theoretically, they might go GNT, although that'd be a little insane.
I think New England's going to take my boy Campbell at 4.
I think you're probably right about New England. That has been the
Giants
consensus.
take Sanders. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Ooh, well, so the mock draft that we were looking at that came out yesterday, the late-breaking one, Sanders does go to the Giants, but he goes way late in the first round as the Giants trade back up into the first round with the Rams. So we might see Sanders go as early as 3 still yet. We might see Sanders go as late as 21 or later.
Yeah, that's what I love. That's what I love about this year's draft. You know,
Watch him go number 5.
anyone can go anywhere at this point. I'm obviously hopeful that this opens up the door for my Raiders not to screw it up and to take Austin Janty at the 6th pick. We'll see though.
Yeah, there's a good chance he's going to be there. So, because there's like really good, he's definitely Gentry's in the top 10, no doubt about it. But we still got good players on the board for the Browns. I wouldn't mind if Browns took Gentry. I would not mind that at all.
Well, presumably that's going to be where the Raiders have to watch out because according to the mock draft that broke yesterday, GNT was going number 5 to the Jaguars. Now the Browns are in the hot seat. Maybe they could theoretically take GNT at number 5. Although I think that would blow everybody out of the water, but we have yet to see how exactly it's going to work.
I don't think the Browns got for the number 5 pick.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yes, indeed, they did.
5.
Okay, I thought it said 2026 first year pick.
I have it up
for
here.
Next year, they got the next Jacksonville's first pick for next year.
The Browns did get 3 picks in 2025. They get number 5 overall. The second round, they get number 36 overall. They also get the 4th round, number 126 overall. First round pick in 2026.
We got 2 number 2 picks, which you can trade to a team to move back into the first round.
It certainly seems like that's on the table.
Good move. I actually think we want to trade finally.
And just to reiterate, the Jacksonville Jaguars did move up 3 spots to get their guy there, Travis Hunter, the 2-way player. They are also going to be enjoying their 4th round pick, number 104 overall, in addition to the 6th round, number 200 overall, all in 2025.
We got their second pick. Second round pick this year, which is big.
When I saw the graphic come across the screen, I knew.
Yeah, it came real fast, so I had to make sure we were picking 5, otherwise I wasn't going to accept this nonsense. So.
Yeah, I saw it and I was blown away because I didn't see the number 5 pick involved. I go, I'm sorry, the Browns traded back and they don't have a first round pick now, but no. I see now they have a 5 pick.
They got it.
I heard you say that and I did freak out for a second. I was like, oh my God, what did we do?
Don't panic. We got it. Don't panic just yet.
They really traded back.
Sometimes we're dumb, but we're not that dumb.
Yeah, so I actually do love this trade, trading back just 3 spots. Now I guess we got to see what they're going to do with the number 5 pick. Now, if they draft somebody that we really like at number 5, then we could be dancing and partying.
I like it. They moved back 3 spots. You're still going to get good talent for this year. Plus, they got this year's number 2 pick from Jacksonville and next year's number 1. I think it's a good trade for 3 spots. What do we give them, a 4th and a 6th? Who gives a shit? We screw them up anyways. I think it's a good trade. We finally fucking won one for once.
I mean, this is going to be really interesting to see if the Giants take Abdul Carter here or not.
I mean, I'd like to watch them slide down and trade some more. That would be even crazier, huh?
I feel it in my bones. It does definitely feel like a distinct possibility.
Like they could drop again. I would at this point.
I mean, Abdul Carter did have a couple injury concerns during the pre-draft.
For sure.
So we'll see. I mean, this is going to be really interesting.
I did see an update about that. I did see an update about Abdul Carter and his injury. They said it was not a stress fracture, but some sort of a stress pressure on his foot. The surgeon suggested he did not get surgery. He did not. They said it's healing up just fine.
Okay.
So I don't think there's really that much to worry about in terms of Abdul Carter. I do have his page up here. He's got that elite athleticism. They say he's got elite bend as well, so maybe he can bend it like Beckham. He's a quick learner, but he is a little bit new to the position because he did convert over to the edge location
too. And then, but he was always in the backfield more than anybody else, I guess. Like, you know, his backfield pressures for top.
Let me throw a curveball out there for you. What if the... Oh, hold on. Here we go, Giants.
There we go.
I guess we got the pick is in.
The mighty New York Giants.
Abdul Carter.
They took
Abdul Carter just went.
Good, thank God. I don't want.
Oh my God.
All right, so let me get real quick some comparables. So comparables for Abdul Carter, I said Myles Garrett light, and I do have some comparisons of Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter of their collegiate career, courtesy of Yard Parker. So I think what we let's get right to it here. The sacks is what we're looking for. Myles Garrett had 32.5 sacks in his collegiate career. Abdul Carter only 23, but they are a fearsome force. Tackles, solo tackles, assisted tackles, all very significant. Abdul Carter is a much better pass defender. He defended 13 passes as opposed to Garrett only 2 in their collegiate career.
Good. We don't need Barkevius Mingo. I don't know. He's a little bit light, and he needs to bulk up a little bit. I'm sure he's going to be a good player and a talent, but I don't think the Browns should have. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't get him. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I mean, right now, it's leaning towards Shador. I mean, everything's leaning towards Shador right
Doesn't
now.
it seem that way?
But I mean...
But an extra first-round pick.
Let me throw a curveball out there for you, though.
I guess since I'm getting a little full myself, since I got one thing right, so I will say they will not go with Shador at number 5 overall. They will trade back up into the first round, in the 20s, and get Shador that way.
I don't know if he'll be there, but say if he wasn't there, who else would you consider? Like, I know you got Jackson Dart on the table, Milroe. You think it's, just that fifth year control, if you get back into the, contract control, if you get back into the first round, makes a big difference.
Yeah, Jackson Dart is slated to go in the first round. The next quarterback up, according to sources here, looks like you are correct, is Jalen Milroe, but I do not believe that he will be a first-round pick. You probably will go early in the second. And, let's recalculate here because we were going to be going early in the second, but do we still actually have that pick anymore?
Yes, we do. We got 2. We got 33 and I believe 37, 38 because we got Jacksonville's second-round pick.
That's right. So we do have our third-round pick, our second-round pick, and Jacksonville's second-round pick.
Which is huge.
That's enough ammunition to move up into the first round.
You can jump a few spots for sure.
Let me throw a curveball out there for you. What if the Browns go up there and they take Austin Jancy to replace Nick Chubb? I mean,
it's possible.
It's possible.
I wouldn't be displeased.
Right? I mean, no one's
I know
talking
you
about
would
that.
be.
No
Then you can get Shador.
No one's talking about that move, but I think right now the moment is it's got to be Shador.
Well, I mean, these blue chip players are flying off the board. So if not for Shador, and if not for Janty, then I'm a little bit questioning, who's it going to be?
Could be Will Campbell. Scott could be right on the money.
I think New England's going to take him at 4, but I just remember the stat from last year's playoffs. Out of the 14 teams that were in the playoffs last year, 12 of the quarterbacks were number 1 first-round draft picks, and then there was one, for Philadelphia. That guy was the second-round one. Ended up winning the Super Bowl, Mr. Hurt. And then Russell Wilson was the other one. So,
all right, you want to turn back the clock here? I can get you the 2024 draft in full. 2024 draft, we had Caleb Williams, number 1 overall. Jaden Daniels, number 2 overall. Drake May, number 3. That's quarterback.
Yeah.
And as far as more quarterbacks to go through the draft, we had Michael Penix at number 8.
Yeah.
In addition, we had J.J. McCarthy at number 10.
Yeah,
in addition, we had Bo Nix at number 12.
Wow.
And I believe that rounds out the quarterback class in terms of the first round.
Yeah.
But that is what was a very impressive quarterback class. And this year we have a little less of an impressive quarterback class.
Right. I looked at the rankings too, but we do need a quarterback. This is interesting.
On number 2, and the trade down. So I feel I should be, my tax should be paid for.
You have
I was technically right.
You were way on the
Big was
money.
in the trade.
I like the credit on that. Awesome call. What do you think is number 5?
They might use that to go again in the.
He said the same thing. Another trade down.
No. I'm saying that trade back in.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I feel like the second round.
That's enough to jump in the 20.
So who do you think we're going to take with 5?
I think they're. That I don't know.
That's a good question. We'll see
I
who knows.
think they'll fuck Pittsburgh. I'll tell you that right now. They'll trade back in the 20.
Yeah, straight back in the 20s. There you go.
Goddamn, it felt good to take
I like it.
Well, the Browns didn't draft him technically, but it's their spot. Just like Ray Lewis was technically our pick the year we were gone.
That's so
very
true.
good, guys. I did what I had to do.
You did. Good call, my man.
Thanks, guys.
I feel like the
Good call,
Browns
man.
are kind of playing that pressure lucky, going no whammies, stop. You know, just trying to trade watching their pick just go round and round, and where it stops, nobody knows.
He was the only other one that called it outside of Nick. He was like, trade down.
Yeah.
Hey,
Trade down. Actually, I had a good source that was telling me that I should trade down, a sandwich artist, but someone was always wearing Browns gear, and he said, "Oh man, I hope they don't trade down, because that would be really disappointing." I was like, "You really think they're going to do it?" And he said, "Yep." So I'm going to go back to that sandwich artist from now on to find out everything we need to know about the Browns.
good.
I love it.
Alrighty, do you guys want to talk about a couple more players that the Browns could possibly get at number 5? Because we have more players on the mock draft list here. A little bit less known, but there are more.
Let's hear it.
So we got Red Hot Scott talking about Will Campbell already. We already talked about Gianti. That's a possibility. On this mock draft, the Las Vegas Raiders look like they were going to go with an offensive tackle, Armand Membu.
Yeah, and so with that real quick, right? So the Raiders, they have one of the best left tackles in the game right now, and unfortunately, they're having some contract disputes right now, and there's rumors that he wants out of Vegas. So if that's the case, if he wants out, he's going to leave, then, I mean, you got to replace him, but I still feel with Pete Carroll out there running the helm, he's a guy who's historically had a powerhouse back in Marshawn Lynch, beast mode.
Oh yeah.
When Chancy's got to be the pick if he's on the clock there.
Oh, he's salivating, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. According to this, looks like Gianti might not be there. I would be surprised if the Browns didn't pick Gianti because they're right in that slot. So is this by design or is this just to get the haul? I know you're sweating over there in the hot seat. What do you think? Are the Browns going to make your day or are they going to rain on your parade?
We'll see what New England does. I think they're taking Campbell, personally.
I mean, the amount of times the Browns have rained on my parade on a weekend, I could count 10 folds over. And then being a Raiders fan, the West Coast Browns, it's almost like being hit by the Men in Black, the little neuralizer. Yeah, like you forget what you just watched earlier and you watch the West Coast version of it. So I love the NFL. It's so amazing. Let's go.
All right, we got a couple more people hopping onto the stream. So we're going to get this pick in, and then we'll do a little recap for you guys that are joining. Thanks for tuning in. Looks like the Patriots pick is in. And Red Hot Scott's been pretty adamant about Will Campbell, so let's see who they pick.
Yeah. I have a feeling my boy's going right here. Mike Vrabel, the new head coach.
Yeah, Vrabel. Great.
Yeah, he's in the trenches. He's going to take Campbell.
Here it comes. Ding, ding, ding.
Comes and pick is in.
And there it is.
And there goes the next Joe Thomas. Bye, Joe.
Now, as a reminder, Will Campbell, he is 6 foot 6 inches tall, 319 pounds, 21 years old, arm length 33 and a half inches, and that's something that was a knock against him. He had tiny little short arms, but he counteracts that with great grip strength and footwork. Right here it says he's a rugged technician with grip strength and great tape who's searching for a clean positional fix. And his pro comparison is Dalton Risner. Do you guys know Dalton Risner?
Yeah, Dalton. But he didn't give up any sacks, like maybe one. Very little sack under pressure. I mean, I just think he's going to be like, on the status of the next Joe Thomas.
So what you're telling me is they just drafted a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, absolutely. There's a picture of a Tyrannosaurus there.
That's incredible. I mean, come on.
right.
Jurassic Park, Rexy. This is a great pick. This is a great pick.
The other thing they said is he's oddly upright.
Yeah, he's very strong.
All right, so everybody that's tuning in, just as a recap, the Browns have made a blockbuster trade. They have traded down 3 picks, and they've gotten a haul in return. Part of the package was a first-round pick in 2026, so that is very fascinating and intriguing to me that 2026 draft is going to be very nice. In addition, there's been mostly chalk since then. Most of the players we thought they were going to pick, they actually have picked. So the Browns on the clock, according to Peter Schrager, they will pick Ashton Gianti, the running back, to replace Nick Chubb. But we have a Raiders fan in our midst, and he was looking for Gianti as well. So what's the scenario look like for you? Do you see any other scenario for the Brownies? What else are they looking at here? You think they're really going to go big as Shedeur, or is there any other option in your mind at this pick?
You know, I've stopped. I really need to learn to stop trying to figure out what the heck the Browns are doing. Because I really have no idea what they're going to do. But if they take Janty, I'll be happy because he's going to be a stud. But I really want him to go to Vegas. I think it's going to be Shedeur still, but let's take a quick 60-second break here, and we'll be back.
All right, excellent. 60 seconds. We'll be right back.
Beautiful Menor, Ohio, and the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns. I want to point out here, it does not say a trade has happened here, so the Browns are making a pick.
We're going to pick someone.
The last time the Browns had a first round pick was in 2021. They picked Greg Newsome at 26th overall. The year before, in 2020, they had the 10th overall pick, and they picked Jedrick Wills, the offensive tackle from Alabama. So it looks like they're going to be getting out of their normal pattern here, and it's anybody's guess what position they're looking at. But they did not have a first-round pick or a second-round pick in 2022. In 2023, they did not have first or second either. 2024, with their second-round pick, they picked Mike Hall Jr., the defensive tackle out of Ohio State, at 54th overall. Do you see any sort of a pattern with what position players they're picking over the years?
Yeah. Nothing. Oh, thank you. Thank you, beer lady. The pick is in.
It looks like the crowd is going wild in Green Bay, so there must be something exciting happening. Or maybe they're just cold. They're trying to move around to keep warm up there in the frozen tundra.
Pick is not in. Is it in? It is in. There it is.
All right, I do have the full history of the Cleveland Browns' first-round picks. That goes back all the way to the inception, but looks like the pick is actually in, so we might be able to get that coming into you momentarily.
Yeah, some really good ones.
You know, they could go Mason Graham.
Here it is.
Could be Mason Graham.
All right, ladies and germs.
Please.
There it is.
Mason Graham.
Defensive
Solid.
Mason
from
Graham.
Michigan.
No, he's plugging up the...
Yes, I love it.
He's your nose
I
tackle.
love it.
Mason Graham.
He's definitely in the top 8, top 10. I don't mind that pick. I you deal with it.
That's pretty surprising to me.
That's your nose tackle. That's where they run right through you all day long.
I'm looking here at Mason Graham on this list. The mock draft that came out yesterday. I'm going to have to do a search.
I'm not disappointed.
Where are you here? Mason.
You know what? I love it. They're bolstering the defense. I mean, if you remember when the
I'd rather have him than Abdul Carter. That's just my opinion.
So you gotta remember
because
too.
you got to plug up that middle. That's you have to. That dude's a plug in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, when the Browns were very close to going to the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, they got there because of their defense.
Yep.
And they're trying to they're not that far away from having a elite defense right now.
Agreed.
Myles Garrett's back. He's motivated. He's been paid. He's happy to be here now. Getting someone else, a big body on there. I know the Ohio State fan base is still love the Michigan pick, but once you're on the college game and you're on the pros, he's a Brownie now. He's not a Wolverine, and people are going to learn to love him.
Yeah, JOK's back.
I think this pick is a reach. He was projected to go 13th, or pick him at 5. What are we doing?
I personally would have taken it, but I'm not unhappy with it. I can deal with it.
I'm still processing this here, but this definitely shows shades of last year when we took a tackle.
Yeah, and as you were just calling before, it looked like a lot of interior players, So, you got to start with the middle. I mean, believe me, if Will Campbell was there, they would have taken him. I believe that.
Let me tell you right now, my Raiders are on the clock.
Yeah, I know.
If they do not take Austin Janty here,
I know.
You're gonna riot. I get
I'm
it.
gone.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, I finally got to the right page here.
I'm giggling.
So here's a question, especially for Red Hot Scott here.
Yeah.
2024 draft, round 2, pick 54. We got Mike Hall Jr. at defensive tackle.
Yep.
And then this year we're getting another defensive tackle. What are we doing?
Well, because you got to plug up the middle, you got to have good substitution. You got to have solid interior play. That way, it forces everything outside, like Myles Garrett and such. And you need to solidify that middle. You're getting pushed around up the gut too much, and you need big bodies in there.
But there's so many different positions on the field.
I'm not unhappy.
I don't get it. This is basically an admission that Mike Hall Jr. is already a bust 1 year later.
No, not necessarily, but he was a second-round pick last year. I know you have to have a good, solid defensive line. Up the middle was definitely a big problem. So you can see they're kind of working from the interior out, which is all right. I don't have a problem with the pick. He definitely was a top 10 pick in this draft.
Unless you're talking about when he was ranked number 13 over at the.
I don't care if he's from Michigan. Not gonna. No.
The quote-unquote most accurate mock draft had him going 13. Not even the first defensive tackle off the board. The first defensive tackle off the board was supposed to be Walter Nolan from Ole Miss at 11. And
well, hell with that hole. I mean, he was definitely up there in the top 10 on a lot of them. It's not a bad pick. I mean, I'm not
very curious.
I think I wouldn't have picked him at 5.
I mean, maybe we couldn't trade down any farther. We needed to get as many picks as we were going to get. That's the guy we were always going to go with. I don't know. I don't really like that very much.
I'm not disappointed.
I mean, I guess you didn't pick a kicker.
Listen,
no.
I do love that someone wanted them to pick a kicker. The only team that with the goal to pick a kicker in the first pick of their in the first round was the Raiders back in 2000. Took the
Sebastian
Janikowski,
a.k.a. Drunkakowski.
Here we go.
Left.
Austin Janty.
If this is not Janty right now, I think my sports broadcasting career might be over.
Oh yeah,
Austin Janty,
he's gonna break the place apart, folks.
I like how they didn't make us wait either.
He starts cheering. They got him.
I have buyer's remorse.
We didn't screw it up. That's how
I have buyer's remorse hard now.
That's how you do a draft. Listen, this is gonna be
Trade. I got a second round pick right here.
This is going to be one of those moves where you look down the draft and you look, what did the Browns do?
Yeah.
Oh man, they could have had Austin Janty.
I'm shocked. I'm actually flabbergasted.
I am too.
I know.
I am too. I thought for sure the Raiders were going to pull West Coast Browns. I'm so happy right now. I'm so thrilled.
I mean, if the Browns picked him, you'd probably turn into Trent Richardson II.
As long as he doesn't wrong with himself, he'll be all right.
Beautiful.
Not a bad pick.
Love
Congratulations.
it. Thank you.
We got a defensive tackle and some future picks.
All right, so I got to get the pro comparison here for Austin GNC that could have been a Brown, but the Browns decided not to. His biggest pro comparison is Maurice Jones-Drew, and that's quite an impressive comparison. They say he's a generational tackle breaker. He has elite vision and underrated acceleration. So, Browns, how do you pass up on that? The only thing that has one little bit of a mark against him was he wasn't having the highest competition level against him because of where he played. Boise State, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
Boise State.
I will say one thing about that is everyone loves to talk about the comments we played against. Cleveland's favorite, Joe Flacco, Mr. Flacco, went to Delaware.
Delaware, that's right.
Delaware
He's a blue
University,
hen.
and he is a Hall of Famer.
He probably wanted to save on his taxes.
Right.
He lived there, but you know what I think too is like Gentry's definitely a talent, no doubt about it. I would love to have him, but with that extra second round pick we acquired from Jacksonville, that might open up the door for Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State, because that's right in the wheelhouse. So maybe not, Gentry's talent, but this definitely that extra pick might solve that running back problem, and we definitely needed a defensive tackle. This guy is no joke. We picked the guy. This guy is really good. So that being said, with that extra pick, maybe we can pick up one of those Ohio State backs. I watched him play both of them.
All right, gentlemen. We've been on for a while here. Sorry to cut you off, but we have to rotate the last words of the program. We got to go see what everybody else in the place thinks of this pick. We got to get a lot of good intel coming in. So last words of the program.
We'll be right back on, folks.
Last words coming up here. So last words for me are Austin GNT.
He got what he wanted.
Scotty, your last words.
Yeah, hey, I'm not dissatisfied. I like the capital that we picked, and I think we can utilize that to turn it into a nice pick in the second round or to trade up. Nick, you think there's a trade up because you called the trade down. What do you think?
Oh yeah, there's a trade up coming. I think almost 100% now based on that pick. I have no way to believe that they would allow that to be their only first round pick. So I feel like you can write that check and send it in the mail. But
So true.
yeah, we got to go get some interviews. We may be back on later if we have enough time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but do you gentlemen have a dog in this fight?
We do now.
Because in Cleveland we do, and he's gonna be chewing on your ass. Dog fight sports.